Welcome to What's in My Bag Artist Edition. I love my studio, or this little office space that I have, but sometimes I just want to be outside. I'm just a girl that likes to be on the go. I like the idea of having location freedom and just going wherever I please. So that means I need a go bag for my art supplies. It's not a want, it's a need. I need it in order to stay mentally up here, you know what I mean? Mentally good. Hi, I'm Claudine and I'm an artist, currently building her social media channels while training my personal training clients in a business that I've had for almost 9 years. So if you love art and food, welcome. My travel kit lives inside this bag. Let's dig into this, shall we? I got this bag from my husband. He gets these in bulk from Amazon and he usually uses them for his film gear, and I use them for my art supplies and my film gear as well. I like using this larger bag because it keeps everything in one area so it's not scattered all over my bag. And I have most of my materials inside this pouch right here. What's in the bag? I'm sorry, she's kind of raggedy. She's not the neatest. It's my mistake that I chose this white pouch. I didn't choose it. It was one of those things that was lying around. Family member probably stopped using it, so I took it because we're trying to be resourceful, okay? One of my favorite things from this kit is my sharpener. This is called a 3 type sharpener. It's from Can Do in Japan. This thing is really cool because not only does it have 3 different sizes, it has 2 flip top sides. So I can open this up and that's where I sharpen my pencils. And then I can open this side up so I can empty it out. So in a way, it kind of acts as its own trash can. Out of all the sharpeners that I've bought in my entire life, this is the one that I use the most. It's the one that I keep coming back to, and that's why it stays in my go kit. I am blown away by this sketchbook. This is called Talons. It's the Art Creation sketchbook. It comes in a lot of different colors. I chose this yellow gold, and I saw one that was like lilac-y, and that one was also pretty. And it's also my stepmom's favorite color. She never fails to tell everyone that purple is her favorite color. She's kind of cute about it though. It's kind of like a journal, how they have this, I don't know, this ribbon thing that you could bookmark whatever page you left off of. And it has this clasp that closes it shut. Here's a quick little flip through all my 2 color drawings, my colored pencil drawings from Japan, sketches that I have, and this is one of the most recent ones that I did. This is also a 2 color sketch that I did based off of these dumplings that I ate in New York's Chinatown, and I actually did this in gouache, and I was so surprised because this paper did not wrinkle. I mean, it wrinkled a little bit like this, but it didn't break down, which I feel like most sketchbooks do, judging off of how thin I see the sheets look. But this one is sturdy. There was a user who commented that they've gone through, I think, 4 or 5 sketchbooks of these already, and they love it. So I was like, I got the right sketchbook. And I just can't believe the quality that you get for this tiny sketchbook. I like that it's square too. And it's really nice and compact. It's the right size. Binder clips. If you're an artist, binder clips are a must-have because these are so versatile. You can use these to clip down your pages, especially because I film my sketches. Sometimes they kind of start flopping around. You don't want to put your finger there the whole time because you want to use it while you're filming. So you can clip this down and you can do the other side. That's all I have to say. Binder clips. It's a must. I have many colored pencils in my little bag, but there's one that I always go for if I can just dig it out. Why do I do this to myself? Aha! This colored pencil is insane. This is a double-ended pencil. The colors are vermilion and Prussian blue. And this is what I used mostly for all my sketchbook drawings that you see in here. I started all of my drawings from Japan with this double-ended pencil. And I love the colors from this pencil because you can put down so much differences in values with just these 2 colors. It just creates such cool pieces with minimal space that it takes up in my sketchbook or in my my little bag, my go bag. I also got this from Can Do in Japan. It came in a 2-pack, and I think each pencil costed less than $1. Japan's stationery game is on a different level. I hope that I can find these online as well so I can just show people where I got them, but I'm sure you can find dual-ended pencils wherever you go, or you just carry 2 pencils that you really like. Next, you know what it is. This is the Jelly Roll from Sakura Pens, and this is a gel pan. This is a gel pan. This gel pen is great. The color payoff is pretty good. My only qualm with it is that you need to apply the tip of the pen in a specific way for the color to distribute out onto your page or whatever you're using. But all in all, it's pretty good. It feels like a paint pen. I guess a lot of people really like this brand. I also got this from Japan because the stationery was so cheap out there that, or just affordable. But at least they're available in the US, at least from what I've seen. I use these a lot for my highlights, especially when I'm done with a colored pencil sketch. This is what really ties in my drawings together, I think. Let me dig out all the colored pencils I have in here, just so you can see what I have. Okay, these are my colored pencils. I got this from my Prismacolor collection. I picked out these pencils based off all the colors that I normally use whenever I draw foods, or just anything that I love drawing in general. So I didn't want to overcrowd my space inside my pouch. I could have chosen a lot more colors, but these are the ones that I ended up with. Let's sharpen these, shall we? With my favorite. This one is Starburst Yellow. Apple green, really pretty for any vegetables that I draw. Copenhagen blue, goldenrod, poppy red, olive green. This one's just pink. Am I gonna stick to all these colors inside my kit? Probably not. I'm definitely gonna put more colors in alongside my kit. But for now, these are good because I have pens that can complement these colors as well. I'm gonna open this up. And I could just throw this out. I have a couple paint palettes. So I have this paint palette right here, which is my current go-to. And I have this tinier one, which is the one that I started with. I love the tiny one because it's so compact. It's really great though, first off. Look at that. Look at how teeny this is. I'm using the whole bean. Hey, it's the editing version of me, and I'd like to say I'm sorry for the amount of times I've said whole bean in my previous videos and this video. I am now very aware that it's Halbein, so sorry about that. All right, carry on. Gouache, and I just dropped each of those paint tube gouaches into the wells of the palette. And I use this side as my little paint palette. The only thing is once the gouache dries, everything kind of falls out. Well, I already took out the ones that fell out. They pop out easily. So I saw this trick that apparently you're supposed to put a drop of honey in there first and then you put on the gouache. So I tried that after they had dried. I popped them out, put in a drop of honey. It worked really well. What I'll do next time is I'll do that exact same thing, but I'll probably find a palette that's a little bigger than this because I just want to put in my custom colors that I mix, my go-to gouache colors, and put it into the wells as well. So this one has 12 wells. I just want one that has 24 or a little more, something just a little bigger, probably twice this size, so I can carry a little bit more without having to carry this large thing. This one is pretty cool though. When you seal it, every color stays in their individual wells. Like they're not gonna contaminate and go into each other's wells, unlike this tiny one. So when I open it up, I also put my dried gouache in here. They're still in their little spaces. It's a great palette all in all, but if you want something a little bit more compact, I would go for this tinier one right here. But I do like that this one has 24 wells. So if these two could just make a baby, this would be perfect. Maybe I'll find some solutions. For my pencils, I have these three. This is my mostly used one. This one is also from Japan, but I'm sure you could buy this. This is the Uni, I think, Alpha Gel HD2, and this is 0.5 millimeter. This one's a great mechanical pencil. It just writes so smoothly. It has sturdy lead, and I'm really happy with the sketches that I put down with this. And I have these two pencils. This one's a General's Extra Black number 555. So this is if I want to put down a lot of darkness into my sketches using graphite. And this one is an HB pencil from, I don't know, this is a pretty standard brand as well. I think this is also like one of those standard art store brands. This one's HB. HB is kind of a blend between hard and soft lead, if I'm not mistaken. And HB is light enough, so I like to use this for my sketches. But really, this is the main one that I use for all my sketches. And if I want to go extra, extra dark, I add this on top. Then I have this guy. Every person that has seen this in my art kit, especially my friends and family who don't make art but they appreciate art, they have so much fun playing with this because it feels like gum, but it's not sticky. It's almost like a Play-Doh. Faber-Castell Kneadable Art Eraser. And this one is nice to lightly take off some graphite off of your sketches. So once you're ready to put down some color, this is your bestie. Because it's not going to completely erase your artwork. It'll just lighten it a lot. So you still have your guidelines from your sketches. Do I use it a lot? Not really. Do I want to use it more often? Yeah. Is it just because I'm too lazy to take it out of this little box? Yes. Is it a first world problem? Absolutely. This is the Zebra pen in white. I don't like this pen as much. It just stays in there because I think I'm just a little too lazy to take it out. But sometimes I do use it. The color payoff is surprisingly not as good as the Jelly Roll pen, but maybe that's just me, because when I apply it on paper, it sits a little translucent. The Jelly Roll is a little bit more opaque, and that's why I like this one a little bit more. I use this one a lot more than my Zebra one. Sometimes I use the Zebra one, but after I use the Zebra one, I end up just putting more of this down. I don't know if I should take this out. I don't know, I'm just a little attached. Maybe that's why I don't get rid of it. Woohoo! I think we're almost at the finish line. The fish line. Let's talk about pens. I have these Copic multi-liner pigment ink markers. I got 2 different colors also from my stationery haul in Japan. These are 1/2 millimeter. This one is wine and this one is sepia. I like using sepia when I don't want to line my artwork using black because it gives it a warmer tone. It doesn't make it a little too harsh with the contrasts whenever I outline with these. So I love outlining my food art with this from time to time. And I also use the wine one as well to outline my food art. It just depends on how I feel. This one I don't use as often as I do as the sepia one. These are great markers. And I have all these micron pens. I have 5 pens, except I have 2 of the same size. I have the O1s. The O1s are nicely thin. I like using these ones because of the size. I have 2 of them because, I don't know, I feel like they dry out kind of fast for me, or maybe it's just because I just keep hoarding pens that they get old and I forget how old they are and that's why they dry out. But microns are pretty popular. It's a good lining pen. I feel like I need to have a little bit more control with them though because my hands be shaky from time to time. And the 08, I like lining with the 08 too because the 08 gives my drawings a chunkier look to them. There's no in between. I either line with the 01 or the 08. And I have this lonely 03. 03 is kind of a great balance in between the 01 and 08. But I just don't use it as much. And this brush one, I don't really use it that much, but I do from time to time if I want to do some calligraphy, but I rarely do that. I have this washi tape that I just use to make borders within my pages. It's pretty straightforward. Washi tape is great. Do I have a particular brand that I like? Not really. I just get ones that are affordable. I like this one because it's a grid. On the subject of paint, I have this collapsible silicone paint cup from Faber-Castell. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This one's so cool because it's not going to take up a lot of space because it's telescopic. You can collapse it and you can expand it. Just put water in it. For instance, I was on a flight, I think to visit my grandparents, and I used this on the flight. I just went into the bathroom, filled up this cup with water, and started painting away. And it was a great way to let time fly while I was on the flight, and it really did. You can't forget this. Just an old rag that I snipped off of an old towel. Sometimes I use paper towels when I'm on the go, but nothing beats a good old rag. Paper towels are just gonna fall apart, especially when you're using a lot of water. Gouache or watercolor, rags are so much better. And you can just snip off a little piece so you're not carrying such a large towel in your little kit. This is my water brush. It came in a set that my husband bought for me, and the brand was from Arteza. And I just took this out of the kit and I just screw it off and I fill this with water. And what's cool about these is that you can just squeeze the water out and you can paint without having to use a water cup on the side. However, you don't have as much control because that water is slowly gonna flow out of that brush. It's gonna start pooling on the paper. So that's why it's good to have this towel on the side, because you can just dry off the brush if there's a little too much water. And then I just keep painting. Love this. I know you can buy these in other sizes as well from different brands. Like I have one that's unopened right now and I still need to break it out of the plastic. That one has a different shape to it because it's more squared off. This one is a pointed tip. But I like this one because it's versatile. Versatile? Versatile? I don't know. What do you use? Oh my gosh, finally. These are the last ones in my kit. Da Vinci portable watercolor brushes. And you can use these for just water-based media. You can just screw them open and they screw back on like this to make one big paintbrush. This set I remember was on the pricier side, but I remember that moment in my life I was like, I'm gonna get old and pass away someday. I might as well just treat myself to these brushes, because what's the point of being an artist if you can't use materials that you love and you know that you can afford? So don't feel bad if you get art pieces or materials that you feel like you don't deserve. You deserve it. You're an artist. You might as well just make nice stuff out of it, because you will. What I appreciate about this set is that they come in 3 different sizes, and the variety, I would say, is pretty great. Don't have any complaints about this set. That's all in my kit for now, and I'm sure this is gonna evolve because we all evolve as humans, and me as a person, I just love a lot of variety. So I know that in time I'm gonna start exchanging some of these materials for different ones, and maybe I'm gonna keep a lot of these, who knows. Maybe I'll have an updated video in the future. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!